A piece of forgotten history reflecting on an awful era in America now being reclaimed in Durham. Tom George live now on Broad Street in Durham, where a new marker honoring Private Booker T. Spicely was just unveiled. Tell us the story, Tom.
Yeah, well, Steve, as you're driving around, you see these ornate state markers all the time, many of them marking proud moments in history. But in this case, it's a reminder not to repeat the mistakes of the past. You see it right there, Booker T. Spicely's name. It says simply Black U.S. Army soldier shot nearby in 1944 for resisting Jim Crow laws on a bus. It's a story that had been forgotten for decades. Private Spicely was part of the war effort during World War II. He was stationed at Camp Butner, and he was on leave visiting Durham back in 1944. He was wearing his uniform. He got on board a local bus and was sitting in the second to the last row when some white soldiers got on the bus, and the bus driver told him to move back. Now, having worked in the North and not being aware of the segregation laws in the South, he was rightfully upset. He decided to take a stand. He said, "I thought I was fighting this war for democracy." He was arguing with the bus driver, who told him to shut up and get off the bus. And when he finally got off that bus, the driver shot him just a few blocks from where we are now. He was denied medical care because of the color of his skin. And the bus driver, Herman Council, was eventually acquitted of his murder by an all-white jury. Now, Spicely taking that stand came years before Rosa Parks famously refused to give up her seat. And even Spicely's own family wasn't fully aware of the extent of that story, but they say learning about it and being here in person is a reminder that this truly was not all that long ago.
And I don't know if I don't think he knew what he was doing when he did that. And any one of us, these are all my cousins back here, by the way, any one of us could have made a decision, you know what, enough of this. And it could have happened to any one of us, not just Booker, but anybody. There have been a roller coaster of emotions. First, shock when I'm finding out, and anger when I'm finding out that nothing happened to this man that killed him. And then excitement to know that something is indeed being done here in Durham. And sadness that a mother lives through the death of a child, and there's nothing that is done. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Yeah, and you see the unveiling right there. They certainly hope people will remember that story. Many family and community leaders at that unveiling, many of them came down from Virginia, where Booker T. Spicely is originally from, to be on hand for that memorial, a major celebration right here. And even the language that was used on the sign, specifically mentioning Jim Crow, is a first of its kind in North Carolina. That is the first historical marker to specifically mention that chapter in history. And they tell me as more of these stories come forward, this may not be the last marker. And one thing that really stood out to me from his family, she said the quote, "Faith without works is dead." She says the same goes with knowledge. She hopes that once people learn this story, they'll be able to create a better future for this country. Reporting live, Tom George, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.